Before you build any product that moves money, you need to be able to answer one question clearly, and that is, how does money actually move? In as much as you're planning the UI design, what should happen when a user clicks this button, what should the user see, or even what API should be called, you need to think about how your product will move money underneath these things. So now you're considering where money comes from, where does it go? When a transaction happens, which balance should increase, which balance should decrease, which balance should hold customer funds, which balances should hold business money like fees, revenue, settlement accounts, or operational funds. And also, have you considered reconciliation or reporting? These are things that you should put into consideration when building any product that moves money. And I mean any product, be it a wallet app, a lending app, escrows, marketplace payout. Let's take that it's an invoice payment platform. You need to track who paid, who got funded, what fee was earned, and what still needs to be settled. And let's say it's even a crypto or treasury product where you also need to track your customer balances, the fees, the gains, the losses, the movement of assets, and internal balances. So you can see that this is applicable in almost any product that you'll be building that requires you to move money in one way or the other. And it all boils down to being able to answer the question, how does money actually move? And this brings us to what we call a money movement map. A money movement map helps you design the financial logic of your product before writing code. So it's simply a visual representation of the flow of funds in your system. So you get to see the sources, the destinations, the balances, the transactions, the internal balances, or any other flow your ledger needs to represent. And in this video, I'll show you how to do just that. Let's dive in. There are two key principles to keep in mind when designing your map. The first is the double entry principle, and that is every money movement has a source that is being deducted from and a destination where it's being created. So money cannot just disappear or appear. The second principle is clarity of flow. That means your money movement map should be unidirectional without ambiguity or circular references. That is, it should also have a source and a destination. To give you a better understanding of what I mean, if money enters a wallet, your map should show where the money is coming from. And if money leaves a wallet, your map should also show where that money went. And also, if a fee is charged, the map should show whether it went to revenue, provider fee balance, or another internal balance. So as we go on, always keep this question in mind. What's the source and what's the destination? Now, when it comes to designing our maps, maps are designed with nodes and edges. Nodes are also what you call circles, and they represent entities and balances. Basically, anywhere money would sit, such as accounts, wallet, or financial instruments where funds are stored. The next is edges, or what you call arrows. From the word arrows, they basically show movement. So they represent the movement of money between nodes. So this could be transfers, transactions, or flow of funds. Now let's head on to our money movement map tool at map.blankfinance.com, and I'll show you how to do all that I've just said. In our money movement map tool, let's start with templates. You can see that you have a number of templates you can pick from. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I won't be using any of these. Rather, I'll be showing you how to do this from scratch. You can see the transaction nodes here, as I've explained before, and the balance nodes here, as I've explained before. And as we go on, you'll see how to use it. Here, you see the various flows that you have in your map, and you also see the simulation right here. And as we go on, you see how all of this comes together and makes you have a clearer overview of how money would move in your product. So let's take an example where we're building a wallet app that allows customers to send money to each other. Let's take that the name of the customer that wants to send money is John. So we first have to create a balance for John. John, in this case, is going to be the source of our transaction. And I'll call this John's balance. Now it wants to transfer, let's say, $1,000. Now the destination of this transaction would be Alice, another customer using the app. And as you can see, we've successfully modeled how money will move from one customer to another customer. And you can see the simulation going on. And you can see right here, I'll go on to label this flow as, let's say, customer sends money to another customer. Let's say customer sends money to another. And I could use that also as a description. This is flow 4, yep. And let's save that. And that's our first flow. Now let's add deposits and withdrawals. When a customer funds their wallet, money is not coming from another customer in the app. Money is coming from outside the system. And that outside source could be their bank account, cards, a payment processor, or a paying provider. And we need to represent that external source in the map. So in this map, would say the external source is a paying provider. I'll give it a tab of a system balance and I'll set this as paying. And then I'll allow overdraft because I want the transaction to go through even if this external balance goes negative. And this transaction is going to John. Let's say John wants to fund his wallet with $1,000. Remember, we have the source as the paying and the destination is going to be John's balance. In a scenario where John wants to withdraw his funds, let's say he wants to withdraw $800. The destination of this withdrawal also being a system balance. This time we're going to call it at pay out. Now we've been able to represent the flow of when customers are sending money between each other and when a customer makes a withdrawal or when they fund their wallet. With these three flows, you can tell where money is moving between customers, when money enters the system, and when money leaves the system. Now, there's one thing I want you to take note of, and that is every financial product you come across usually don't stop at transfers, withdrawals, and deposits. There are also fees. For example, if a customer deposits money, your paying provider may charge your business a processing fee. Even if you don't pass that fee to your customer, the system still needs to track it. So we introduce another balance and call it PSP fees. So we're going to add on to the simulation that represents the deposits. And from here, we're going to add a transaction to represent our fees moving into the PSP balance. And let's say the fee is, let's use a random number like 10.12. The fee is moving to a PSP balance. And here we can select PSP and name this PSP fees. Now that we've done this helps you separate customer wallet movement from provider charges. This separation matters because customer funds and business costs should not be mixed together in one unclear balance. Now that we've done that, let's add another detail, and that's revenue. Where does your revenue fees go to? When a customer withdraws money, your business may charge a withdrawal fee. That fee needs to go somewhere. So instead of hiding it in the transaction, the map shows it clearly as money moving into the revenue balance. To represent that on our map, let's head to where John makes a withdrawal. So yeah, the fee would come in here. Let's say the fee is 4.23. This fee is moving into the revenue balance and would say this is internal and say revenue. Now you see we've come a long way. The map now shows customer wallet transfers, deposits into the system, withdrawals out of the system, provider fees, business revenue. This is where money movement map becomes really useful. It's no longer just a diagram. It becomes a blueprint for your ledger. Before you create any ledger, balance, transactions in your code, you know what needs to exist and you understand how money should move between them. And that's it for this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share this with your fellow developers. Have a great time. Bye.